Hello there, Larrys. It is I, the vicious scumbag. And across from me,
your honorable sensei.
And together, we are
Longturnlarry Podcast.
And we're here to find out if your Schloda Knights Blessed has toe beans or just regular feet.
Thank goodness.
This is not the precon. We are taking the beautiful Cat Warlock and we made a monstrosity with this thing. So keep that in mind. This is not the precon upgrade, but mercy is this thing good.
I mean, take with this what you will. You can use any of these cards to upgrade your own deck. This is just going to be the full deck tech video.
So what is the Knights Blessed Cat Warlock and what are we doing with your Schloda? So for a generic and Esper, we get a 2/4 Cat Warlock with Vigilance that states at the beginning of each end step, if a player lost 4 or more life this turn, you draw a card. And then at the very bottom, whenever you cast a non-creature spell with mana value 3 or greater, your Schloda deals 2 damage to each opponent and you gain 2 life. So what is the game plan here? Larry's, this is going to be a drain them slow, pillow fort-esque control magic. The whole point of this is we're trying to keep tempo and make sure we don't get hurt. And then we drain them to death and get a huge amount of value from a lot of these spells.
Just to confirm, do not look up your Schloda feat on Google. It is cursed.
You heard it here first.
Consider your opponents ninja from the Hidden Leaf Village, because they shall know pain.
世界に痛みを神羅転生
So let's get started with some of these painful cards, because we want to draw cards. Cannonball, Council of Allocation, states whenever an opponent casts a non-creature spell, that player loses 2 life and you gain 2 life. Thank you.
Delicious.
Loyal Subordinate is a zombie, 3/1 with Menace. We like Menace. He is a lieutenant, and he states at the beginning of combat on your turn, if you control your commander, each opponent is going to lose 3 life. Thank you, and I appreciate you.
We love making it that 4 damage is now ticked down to 3. Now we only need to do 1 damage, and we don't even have to do it. If they get hurt, hey, that little 1/1 ouchie gave us a card draw. Papa Lamo? Tota Lamo? I'm just going to call this Young Poppy. Young Poppy is a white and a black for a 1/2, and it is going to follow a very similar trend here with what we love. It states, whenever you cast a non-creature spell, it deals 1 damage to each opponent, and you gain 1 life. This is like a mini version of our commander, and we adore this new effect. The bottom effect for 4 and tap, you can sack it. Each opponent who lost life sacrifices a creature. We don't want to lose young Papioso over here, so don't plan on killing the dwarf wizard if you can.
Hey, he white and black, so we going to call him Drake because he's Champagne Poppy.
I didn't know he was Canadian.
That was a painful joke for our painful quandary. This thing is going to do what we want to do by itself. It says, when an opponent casts a spell, that player loses 5 life. Let's say discard a card.
Yeah, this thing is so mean. Also, the artwork is how I envisioned the Island Boys were created.
Oh my God. I hate you.
This card has shut out games because having to pick between do you keep the removal or the card you want to play, or do you just get battered for 5? This is incredible. This pretty much translates to if you want to play that thing, we draw a card. We love Painful Quandary.
Another enchantment that we love, Vile Consumption. One generic blue-black friend enchantment. All creatures have, at the beginning of your upkeep, sacrifice this creature unless you pay 1. That's fucked up.
Yep. Bye-bye token decks, and I hope you're willing to pay that continual upkeep cost for those creatures that matter to you.
Just to note, we are only playing 15 creatures in total, so this won't hurt us that much, but it will hurt them.
Yeah, and we're constantly padding our life total because every time we're doing any of these non-creature shenanigans, we're going to be gaining life most of the time. So us losing a couple here and there's, or even a good amount, we're never really that afraid. Speaking of the whole life gain, conundrum here, we have 2 cards that are going to hurt everyone and give us a bunch of life back too. So we have Starscape Cleric for generic into black. We have a 2/1 Bat Clerk with flying, can't block, fine. What we love here is it has Offspring, so we can have 2 of them, and it states whenever you gain life, each opponent loses 1 life. It's going to make it to where whenever we do any of these non-creature things, it's going to tick on that 1 extra damage because we gain life whenever we do it. Blood Tithe, not normally a good card. To be completely honest, it's not great. It's not horrible, but it's not great. But in this deck, this thing is strong. 3 generic and a black, it states each opponent loses 3 life and you gain life equal to the life lost this way. Combine that with our commander. This is going to state that each player loses 5 life. This is going to trigger the commander, so at the end step, we're going to draw our card. And then in total, we're going to be gaining 12 life back from this. That is a gigantic amount of just awesome for only 4 mana. Yes, please.
Now, we already made a short about this card, and it's probably your girl's favorite. It's the Black Mage's Rod.
Oh!
1 generic and a black for equipment with job select. Equipped creature is going to get +1/+0 and has whenever you cast a non-creature spell, this creature deals 1 damage to each opponent, and it's a wizard, and it's black.
You know exactly what it is.
And it's big.
Oh, put that rod away. There's children. This is a new setup from Final Fantasy, and I adore it. We get to either make the thing into a mage, or we're going to do something and then give you a mage. So we're going to cover these. These are the Final Fantasy exclusives. These things are awesome. We have Circle of Power for 3 generic and a black, so it's going to trigger our commander. We get to draw 2 cards, lose 2 life, which we won't because our commander gains us 2. Create a 0/1 black wizard creature token with whenever you cast a non-creature spell, this token deals 1 damage to each opponent. Wizards you control get +1/+0 and gain a lifelink until end of turn. Sadly, our commander is a warlock.
What the fuck?
I know, so sad. But it's just the fact that we're going to be doing all this damage and then creating a little mini version of our commander. We adore having these.
We also have Cornered by Niggas. That's what your girl want.
Oh, no.
With they black rods.
Oh, no, not on the couch, please.
Target opponent is going to sacrifice a creature of their choice. Ew, that sort of sucks. But we get to make a mage.
We're just taking the fact that we get to make a mage, and then whenever we play this, we hurt everybody, and then we just keep stacking more of the little black wizards. The target opponent and not each opponent does hurt.
He said little black wizards. These ain't little. We're going to bring up Asmongold here, the Great Unclean One.
Last night, I ended what happened to be the longest streak that I've ever had of not taking a shower. About a month and a half. I am building momentum. I'm becoming more powerful.
It's a demonic figure that says, at the beginning of your end step, each opponent loses 2 life. Then for each opponent who has less life than you, create a 1/3 black demon creature named Plague Bearer of Asmongold.
I was just about to say, create a 1/3 subscriber.
Fucking disgusting.
The Great Unclean. We're always going to be ahead of them in life, so there's never going to be a time that we don't make a 1/3, and we need a board to protect us.
And then finally, we have the Psychosis Crawler. We will be drawing a lot of cards. This will be pinging opponents all the time and triggering our commander. It's great.
We're never upset with the crawler. Now, we're playing a bunch of spells. We're going to be constantly trying to play non-creature stuff. And we are kind of incentivized to play on other people's turns, too. So to continue that, constant spellcraft, we have to refill our hands. And luckily for us, we have unlimited refills.
That's a lot of drink.
We got the triple double insulated big lug, and we trying to get all the refill.
To get started, both of these cards are very similar. Crushing Disappointment and Risky Shortcut.
And how my dad feels about me. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, because he did a risky shortcut and then...
Made a crushing disappointment. I love you, Dad.
I love you, Pops. CD is an instant. It says each opponent loses 2 life, and then you're going to draw 2 cards. This is going to trigger our commander, so then we're going to draw a card at the end step. This is an instant. The Risky Shortcut is a sorcery that pretty much does the same thing. We will draw a card at our end step. Thank you.
Take it to the bank. Frantic Search is just the classic blue version of we're going to draw 2 cards and then untap up 3 lands so that we could then take a risky shortcut, for example, because we'd free up 3 more mana. The whole draw 2 cards is maybe going to give us draw 3 in the end. So we do love any of these draw effects. We have 2 of these cards are going to be, they're pretty much the same thing. If you haven't seen these before, these go in any commander ping effect with Curiosity and Ophidian Eye. Both of these are going to be doing the same thing. Whenever enchanted creature deals damage, not combat damage, just damage, to an opponent, you may draw a card. Well, luckily for us, our Cat Warlock, she states that she deals the damage to those opponents. So because of that, Curiosity and Ophidian Eye are going to make it to where as soon as we cast any non-creature spell, including, like Ophidian Eye, because it's a 3-drop, we then draw 3 cards off of just playing the spell alone. This is going to make it to where we're refilling constantly and have no problems with a full grip.
And both of these are maze, so you can hopefully not die.
Not die from them.
Jin Kataxis is the big bad planeswalker that your parents told you not to hang out with. He's got Ward 2 and states whenever you cast a non-creature spell with mana value 3 or greater, draw a card. And then for 3 in the blue, we can exile Jin Kataxis and return to the battlefield transformed. Activate only as a sorcery and only if you have 7 or more cards in your hand. He becomes the Great Synthesis.
Oh, it's Victor's favorite praetor.
Draw cards equal to the number of cards in your hand. You have no maximum hand size for as long as you control the Great Synthesis. Chapter 2, return all non-Phyrexian creature cards to their owner's hands. Goodbye, Y'shtola, go back. And everything else, I guess. In 3, you may cast any number of spells from your hand without paying their mana cost. Exile the Great Synthesis, then return it to the battlefield. This thing, once you flip this is probably going to end the game.
Yeah.
If they do not blow this up before you get to the final chapter, because it feeds into itself. Please note that the cards that you can cast on the 3rd chapter only apply to the cards that are in your hand when the ability activates. If you go ahead and flip this, those cards will not be subject to its effect.
Super good, Jin. I love this one, and we can easily take advantage of that. And then it bounces back to Shloda, but we can then play it back for free. We're just not at that big of a disadvantage.
Then we're going to essentially start burning people out of the game because we cast all this shit in our hand.
Exactly. Sig River Cutthroat for Demir is a 1/3 Merfolk Rogue.
Ew.
And it's pretty much our commander light. It says at the end of turn, if an opponent lost 3 or more life this turn, you may draw a card. And that it's old text. It's been eroded. It pretty much says at the beginning of each end step, if someone lost 3 or more, we draw. So it's literally like our commander, except it doesn't try as hard. We only need 3 life loss instead of 4.
Talion the Cunning Lord is a cuck for certain numbers. You have to choose the correct number to get him cucked. Typically, these are going to be 2 or 3 for most games. I typically choose 3. Let's get into it. When he enters, you choose a number. Whenever an opponent casts a spell with the mana value, power, or toughness equal to the chosen number, that player is going to lose 2 life and you're going to draw a card.
Yeah, this one's really good if you know your play group. If you know your play group and you kind of know where they hover around, you could easily have this triggering almost every turn. But I agree with Honorable. Most things, 2 and 3 are really good choices. Another one is pretty much 1 through 4 is really really easy.
If you ever say 4, yo, your play group is terrible.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
But 1s and 2s and 3s, you'll hit with almost every creature that's normally played. So you can easily get some massive card draw from this.
Yashloda is a top streamer, and you gotta pay the price if you want to see your queen.
I know math is hard when you're an idiot, but like if you're a broke boy, just say so.
The first couple cards we're going to talk about are pretty much all the same. Authority of the Consuls and Blind Obedience. Oh, the jokes make themselves. Pretty much say both creatures your opponents control enter the battlefield tapped. Blind Obedience also as artifacts. Authority Consul states whenever a creature an opponent controls enters, you gain 1 life. Blind Obedience allows you to extort your little sub-boys.
They'll pay me one way or another.
Disgusting.
No, not the way I like them. These next 3, just like the previous, these pretty much all do the same thing, just in a different way or a different color. So the 2 dupes are Ghostly Prison and Propaganda. They're both 3. One is 2 generic and a white, one is 2 generic and a blue. Both state creatures can't attack you unless their controller pays 2 generic for each creature they control that's attacking you. We are going to catch some very, very easy targeted hate because we're pretty much hurting everybody, and the player that's already kind of behind or the one that's ahead is not going to appreciate losing life all the time. So making them have to decide and pay helps out a bunch. And we have Norn's Annex, 3 generic and 2 white Phyrexian. You can have it to where creatures can attack you unless they pay white or Phyrexian, which would be 2 life. This is incredibly strong versus any of your friend group that isn't playing white, because now it's pretty much guaranteed that they're going to trigger our commander at our end step to just be able to even swing at us.
Also note, this card has 2 Phyrexian white and its cost, so we can essentially cast this for 3, trigger our commander, and also draw a card.
Yeah, Yashloda doesn't care what player loses the life, just cares that life is lost in the amount of 4.
These last 2 are really fucked up for our subby boys. Only 2 of them are allowed to visit our house at a time.
Take your shoes off, you filthy goblins.
Filthy, filthy boy. And then solitary confinement added to crawl space doesn't allow for them to touch us.
You can only look, no touch.
No touch. There is some slight downside to solitary confinement. We do sacrifice it unless we discard a card, and we can't draw cards during our draw step.
But it gives us shroud and we can't take damage. So you just openly don't block when you have solitary out. That way, all the damage that would be put on you, it isn't. But honorable, how do I keep solitary up if I can't draw cards on my draw step?
I mean, we're going to be drawing enough cards once you get this set up, hopefully. If you're not bad.
Don't be bad, and you can keep solitary confinement up.
Now, we going to have plenty of fans and plenty of haters. And if Young Metro don't trust you, I'm going to shoot your ass.
If Young Metro don't trust you, I don't trust you neither. We are a non-creature deck at our core, so we are rocking a boatload of just, I don't like that thing. I don't like what you're doing. I never approved it. You weren't supposed to do that. We're in Esper, one of a glorious color combination of removal. So we got a bunch of curated, let's get rid of that thing for you guys today.
Let's get ready to remove.
We are in blue, so we wouldn't be a blue deck if we weren't rocking good counter magic. But we're not mono blue, so Larry's don't keep running those bad counter magics. We have the first 2 you could guess, an offer you can't refuse, an arcane denial. Offer is going to be our 1-drop countering non-creature, and they get 2 treasures. Arcane's going to be our 2-drop countering a spell, and then they get to draw 2 cards. Hey, we get to draw 1 too. We need these to stop them from allowing us to play our key pieces or stopping them from winning the game. And our last 2 are Sink into Stupor and Unwind. Sink into Stupor, it's an MDMFC or a double. It could be a land if we need it. Allows us to return a spell or a non-land to their hand, while Unwind is just a counter spell that's non-creature and allows us to untap 3 lands. So in theory, it's air quotes free.
Excellent card. I'm gonna go ahead and get these out the way just in case it gets a little unsafe. You know, all these men are looking at me. I'm out in public. They're harassing me.
Please, Miss Shalota, please look at it. Signature, please.
So we don't give a damn about these motherfuckers, and we're gonna say farewell when they go to jail and fumigate. I guess they're pests, so they get fumigated. Damn can be targeted removal, but we're gonna overload it for 2 white, and blow everything up. Farewell tells all the haters bye. Exile all artifacts, enchantments, creatures, and graveyards. We can choose 1 or more. So please select the ones that benefit us the most. And then Fumigate destroys all creatures, and we're going to gain a life for each pesky boy destroyed this way.
Remember, we have so much hatred coming our way. We'll always take extra life gain. And we're kind of built to, keep the board and the pace slowing. So those board wipes are just super powerful. For the targeted removal, we have 2 here that are very strong for what they are. These might be our 2 best instants for just triggering our commander and doing something crazy nice. We have Slaughter and Snuff Out. Slaughter is going to be 2 generic black for an instant that has buyback, which means you may pay for a life as you're paying for this cost. If you do, instead of it going to the graveyard, this spell comes back to your hand. The spell itself in question destroys target non-black creature. That creature can't be regenerated this turn. This is awesome. It allows us to, 4 is heavy, admittedly, for the effect. It's just a Doomblade. But being able to trigger our commander, remove something that they have, and then we get the spell back and we get to do it again. Ugh. Incredibly strong recurring removal.
We get to hold up 4 mana every turn, and they know we got it. Bitch, I'm the plug.
Yeah. Sorry about what you just played. You already know what I'm about to do.
Snuff Out is free if we have a swamp. We're just gonna pay for life and poof, blow his back out.
Oh no. Please. He showed me how to clap with no hands. Get snuffed out.
Snuffed. The next couple of these, they're all very important because they're at least 3 mana, so they trigger our commander. We have Anguish Unmaking, Soul Shatter.
Oh, like my job.
Stroke of Midnight.
I gave you a girl.
Fell the Profane, Flare of Malice, and Withering Torment. Simple enough. They kill shit.
These are all just goated cards. These are very good removal staples. If you're unfamiliar with these, pause and review because mercy. Do you want to include them if you're in the colors for it? Sigil of Sleep. Oh my goodness, this card, when it fits well, whoo, is it powerful. It states for a blue, you can enchant a creature, and it states whenever enchanted creature deals damage to a player, return target creature that player controls to its owner's hand. Oh my goodness. What does that mean for us, Larrys? It means that we get to play a non-creature spell, and then as soon as we deal damage to each of them, we get to return each of them. We get to pick a creature that they have and put it back in their hand. We're constantly going to be playing at least a spell a turn at least. Yeah, no, this is going to help us keep the board, just absolutely squeaky clean.
If you want to do something really fucked up, just put this on a wizard, and then we don't even have to worry about the 3 converted mana cost portion of it. Every time we cast a non-creature, whoop.
Yeah, we no longer have a mana requirement. Thank you, tiny wizard boy.
Streamer just got raided by the great unclean one, Asmongold. Such a tech W in the chat, bro. This is just a whole bunch of random shit that's decent with our commander.
These cards are just going to support us in many different ways. They kind of just like what we're doing, incentivize what we've already been trying to do, or just flat out win us the game. Now, Larrys, I was telling you, we're constantly going to catch hate. So just keep that in mind. This deck is going to get focused. But we can easily kind of thwart some of this off by having a good board. So we have Crested Sun, 3 generic white for a horse 5/5. It states other horses you control have indestructible. My Little Pony never was so tough. At the beginning of each end step, if you gained life this turn, create a 5/5 white horse creature token. It's amazing. we're always going to be gaining life. And then, like I said, remember, we want to do stuff on other people's turns. So as soon as we do this, we can then get 3 5/5s before it gets back around to us. 4 if we set up proper. So admittedly, you can have 20 power untapped on the board ready with not much effort. That is a huge amount of benefit.
Talking about doing stuff on other people's turn, we have 3 cards that can set this up for all of our spells. We have Leyline of Anticipation, Vildalkin Ori, and High Fae Trickster. They give our spells flash, pretty much. So now we can hold up our mana and say, fuck off, Kami.
And they're all 4 mana too. Maybe that's the cost of flash. A weird one-off here that we have is Arenicus Vile Duplication. For 3 generic and a blue, we get a sorcery that states create a token that's a copy of target creature you control, except the token has flying and isn't legendary if that creature is legendary. Larry's, this is such a weird but awesome thing to play when our commander's out. It triggers our commander on the first playing of it, so we deal 2 damage to everybody and we gain 2 life. And now we have 2 Cat Warlocks. Now, no matter what non-creature spell you pass, if as long as it's 3 mana or greater, we just draw cards at our end step now. It just makes the whole thing just so much easier to trigger.
Glasswing Grace is random AF. Gives a creature +2/+2 flying and lifelink. I'm assuming we're just going to slap this on our commander and then she could just beat in for 4.
Well, also with our effect from us playing non-creatures, she does state that she does the damage. So then this makes it to where then whenever we play a spell, we gain 4 life now. The 2/2 flying, we can swing in. But this is more so just it's probably going to be a land. But if we can play it, it's a non-creature spell that triggers, and then it gives us lifelink, which we can actually take advantage of.
Hell yeah. Give me that shit. Emmett Selch?
Selch?
Something. Emmett of the 3rd seat. He ain't first seat. That's why he mad.
Yeah, that's why he's sulking.
He says spells you cast from the graveyard cost 2 less. Whenever one or more of your opponents lose life, you may cast target instant or sorcery from your graveyard. That spell will be put to your graveyard exile instead. Do this only once each turn. So we'll be able to deal damage to an opponent. We're going to gain some life. They're going to lose some life. And then we're going to be able to cast a spell from our graveyard and double up on your Shloda, essentially.
Yeah. And then it makes it cheaper, too. So that whole 2 less to cast makes our 3 drops 1 drops. And Honorable was showing me the absolute difference it makes. To go from a 3 and 2 to a 1 drop is huge. You go from doing maybe a spell to being you're going to be doing multiple spells in that turn. And this is kind of a dirtle deck at its core. We do, we're kind of pillow 40, we're kind of control-y, and we don't have a necessary air quotes win con without us, just draining people out. So we included Approach of the Second Sun here. For 6 generic and a white, you get a sorcery that says if this is cast from your hand and you've cast another spell, named it, you win. Otherwise, you put Approach of the Second Sun 7th from the top of your library and you gain 7 life. So the whole thing is you want to play it once and then draw as many cards as you can to play it again to win the game. We really draw a lot of cards. Like Larry's, I'm telling you, this thing draws 5 to 7 cards a turn without really trying once most of your stuff is out. So you getting Approach back into your hand is almost able to be done with 1 go around, as long as you are prepped for that.
Finally, we got this cute little dwarf. Taru. Whenever it enters, you're going to draw a card. Somebody else is going to draw a card too. And then whoever opponent draws a card, if it isn't their turn, you get a treasure token. This only triggers once, but a lot of other people are trying to draw cards not on their turn. We're going to get some money for it. So we can bankroll our Stola. Because she need that streamer money. Lotho is Taru's father. He also is short and makes treasures. Whenever any player casts their second spell each turn, it will hurt us just a little bit. 1 life. Damn.
But then we get that juicy treasure.
Most of the other cards are cards you're going to be familiar with. We're playing all the talismans that are color supports. So dominance, hierarchy, and progress. Felwar Stone, Arcane Signet, Thought Vessel, Soul Ring, Cool, Dark Ritual. All the things that you expect to be here so we can ramp.
Yeah, we're not anything crazy with these. These are just, what you should or need to run when you're in these colors. And that's pretty much it, Larry's. Remember, the whole point of this is, you don't need to play the cat as soon as possible. We actually are more favoring us getting a defensive board set up. That way we can protect the cat, or holding up counter magic because we don't want to instantly lose our commander either. They are important enough that we can kind of get them out once we have our little pillow fort walls up. And the game's almost in our hands as long as we're not the main focus.
We just need time.
That's right.
The longer the stream, the more likely we gonna be able to get that dollar bill, y'all.
Dollar bill, y'all. So, Larry's, if this is your first time, and if you're not a Larry, and this is your first time seeing us, well, welcome to the channel and welcome to the family. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe so that you can catch more of this awesome deck techs and more Magic the Gathering content.
We also have a Patreon, just like Gishtola. And there's tiers to how much money you could pay your favorite Larrys. Please support us so we can support you.
That's right. We love making this kind of stuff, and we love sharing it with you guys. We can't wait to show you what we have in store. So I hope that you have liked our Cat Warlock Beans or Feet Expo.
Disgusting. I am your honorable sensei, and across from me,
the Honorable...
you son of a bitch.
The vicious scumbag.
And together we are Longturnlarry
Podcast.
Feet pics?